Yes, hello again and welcome from Indonesia, from the capital city, Jakarta. I'm Mr. Gary. Time on the clock now, 9 p.m. and we're just going to start our stream. This evening we're going to be talking about synonyms. So we're going to look at similar words, how we can use those similar words. It's not always appropriate to use synonyms, and some words don't always fit. So we might check out a thesaurus to see the most appropriate words. We'll look at the thesaurus online. Perhaps you own a thesaurus. If you do, good job. If you don't, well worth investing in one, just so you have it sat handy. And if you don't have one, there are always free options available online these days. You can quite easily go in, type a word in, look for different words, look for more suitable words, more appropriate words. But as I said, some synonyms aren't always appropriate depending on the context of the sentence. As usual tonight, I always invite my guests, if you want to join me on my stream, perhaps you have a question, perhaps there's something you're not sure about, go right ahead, type in the comments box. Maybe you want to send me a DM. Perhaps you've got other questions or you're struggling with other concepts of English. Ask away, no problem. We can reserve those for a little bit later on in the stream. In the meantime, I'll get through the main content. So always a Q&A section at the end where the audience gets the chance to ask me something. Perhaps you're new here, and if you're new, welcome. And I see Sarah Ismail, they always join. Sarah Ismail always joins this evening. Sarah, I'm just explaining what we're going to do. So we're going to have a look. We've got a synonym quiz. We'll have a look at some word appropriations, given contexts into certain sentences. And then we'll have a look at an antonym quiz. That one's a little trickier, a little harder. Hopefully everybody's warmed up by then and you're all having a great time, having a bit of fun, testing your skills, testing your knowledge, and offering ideas to each other as you usually do in the chat. So welcome along. Yes, so synonyms, we'll do antonyms, then we'll have a little section for pronunciation, and then we'll have a little section there at the end for anything else, okay? Any other questions? Go right ahead, ask away, feel free to ask. I've just been in another stream with BBC Learning English. If you've ever joined that stream, very useful stream for learners. I highly recommend it, and I will certainly drop a link in on my description at the end of this stream. They stream very regularly on the BBC Learning English stream. So if you have the chance or the opportunity to join that one, go right ahead, join that one. I will always try and schedule my streams outside their streams because, I think it's always well worth maybe having a different teacher, different points of view, a lot of differences, okay? Teaching English, or having taught English for 10, 11 years now myself, it's something I thoroughly enjoy doing with my learners, okay? Whether they're physical learners and we're in the classroom, and fingers crossed, touch wood, we will have children returning to the classroom for the first time in 2 years in February. The government here have announced that they're going to start rolling back some of the restrictions for face-to-face learning that we've endured. And we've endured, that's a really good word, is that one. I'll put that one in the chat box for you. Endured. And we've endured those restrictions. Okay? And to endure something, it means to suffer. Okay? Endure. E-N-D-U-R-E is the spelling. Endure. So that's a really good word if you ever come across it. So you can see there that I've already said something that maybe it's an unfamiliar word. To endure means to suffer from something, and I think over the last 2 years, millions upon millions of people have suffered. I don't want to talk too much about the whole COVID-19 situation. That's not what this stream is about. But from a personal standpoint, I want there's nothing more I would love to get back in the classroom with our students and start face-to-face teaching again. And I think, like anything else, after 2 years you're out of practice. So if you think about airline pilots, for example, a lot of them airline pilots, they were out of practice for a very long time, and they made some errors, some of them. Some of the aviation officials across Europe and the US were very concerned because of some pilots had a lack of flying hours in a year. If you're a pilot, you have to have a minimum number of flying hours per year as part of your license to keep the license up and renewed. And that was one of the concerns. So yeah, very good. And we've got a couple of other people joining us, I think. So the joining number keeps going up, it keeps going down. So we'll just get cracking and get started on the main content of tonight's class, I think, or tonight's live stream, should I say. We'll have a little live stream. We'll have a little bit of fun. If you think you know the answer, pop it in the chat box. I'm going to be monitoring on my trusty mobile phone. I will be monitoring on my trusty mobile phone and trying to give you assistance wherever possible when these are coming up. So we'll have a look at these, and I was just thinking, actually, do you like the new thumbnail that I made? If you like the new thumbnail, let me know in the comments. You can just say, yes, I love it. I love that thumbnail. Or no, it's terrible. It's terrible. I always get a little bit nervous when I make a thumbnail and I think to myself, is it a good thumbnail? Do I like that thumbnail? Will people click on it? Will people like it? Okay, it's not an easy thing to do. I always get a bit self-conscious when I make thumbnails, so I try to relax as well at the same time and say, well, if people like it, great, and if they don't, well, I'm very sorry about that. I will try and make better thumbnails in the future. I can assure you of that. So yeah, good job. Right, okay, so we're going to do synonyms and antonyms. You might have seen that I made a bit of a mess up when I oh yeah, it's not a good picture, is it? Is the picture okay at your end? Yes, okay, if you could just comment, if there are any problems with the stream, put them in the chat box, and I'll try my best to assist with those or tidy things up and make it easy for you. Alright, so good. Okay, let's get on with it then. And tonight I said we're going to look at synonyms first, I believe. So let's load up the Synonyms Quiz. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. And if you know the words, maybe you want to put the words into context. Type a sentence there in the chat box and I'll review it for you. No problem. Alright, so here we go. I'm looking for the share button right now, and where is it? There we go. Okay. Yes. Okay, so we'll just click that one right there, and then I'll go into this one over here. There we go. So hopefully now you can, yes you can, you should be able to see the Synonyms Quiz. We'll have a little bit of fun with this one, and I'll try and help you out with it as best as we can. Nice easy one to get warmed up is this one, everybody. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it, I hope so. Vanishing. Vanishing. So something that is vanishing. I will pause the quiz. I'll pause the quiz very quickly for you there. Multiple choice quiz with time, pressure, lifelines, and a bonus round as usual. Vanishing. So what word is similar to vanishing? Is it A, wild? Is it B, species? Is it C, habitat? Or is it D, endangered? Endangered. I'll do that again. Is it A, wild? Is it B, species? Is it C, habitat? Or is it D, endangered? Which one do you think it is, chat? Type in the chat which is the correct answer for this one, and I will gladly tell you whether you're correct or incorrect. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you 15 seconds, I think, on that one. So I am counting using I've got a timer here on my screen, so I will just count that very quickly for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'll tell you the answer because there's no chat going on at the moment. I'm not sure. And the answer is endangered. Okay, it's endangered, I think. Wild is not a synonym. Species, definitely not a synonym. Habitat, definitely not a synonym. Endangered. So if we say that the Amazon rainforest is vanishing at an alarming rate, we could probably say there that endangered is a similar type of word. Parts of the Amazon are endangered. Okay, talking about the great Amazon rainforest that spans across South America. Okay, including Brazil and a few other Latin America countries there. So there we go. We'll try that. Endangered is the answer. Oh, thank goodness for that, Mr. Gary. You got that one correct. And I'm just going to remove my comment there very quickly so I can see your comments coming through as well. So yes, you got 100 points there, chat. Well done. Oh, well done, Mr. Gary. I'll tap myself on the back there for that one. Endangered. Okay. Vanished. Okay, vanished. Another word for something disappearing. Vanished. V-A-N-I-S-H-E-D. Vanished. And we have, again, 4 options. A, wild. B, extinct. C, poaching. Or D, species. Okay, chat, I'll give you 15 seconds again if you want to type your answer. And then if I don't see any answer, I will answer it for you and put the word into a context for you, okay? So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, chat, it looks like there's no answer. I don't see any answers at the moment. But the answer here is extinct. Alright? We're looking here. We can tell that this word is a past tense word because it has ed. Alright, so let's think of a sentence. Dinosaurs vanished from the earth around 65 million years ago. Let's change that sentence now. Dinosaurs became extinct around 65 million years ago due to a meteor shower or a meteoroid. Okay, or a meteorite. There we go. So extinct would be the correct answer for this one. Okay. Right, here we go. Question number 3. And we have another word. It's environment. Environment. And we have 4 options here, chat. We have 4 options again. We have A, native, B, wild, C, distinctive, or D, habitat. Again, those options. A, native, B, wild, C, distinctive, or D, habitat. Now we're looking for synonyms, chat. So a similar word, that's what a synonym is. So an environment, is it native? I don't think so, no. Native is kind of referring to the person or thing that originates from a certain area of the world, right? So for myself, I'm an English native. I'm an English native speaker. Okay. Wild means untamed, and it's not restricted or interfered with by humans. Okay. I think that's the best meaning of the word. For example, I saw today that on this app called TikTok, I don't know if you use TikTok app, but there's a guy on there and he has a pet tiger, and he walks this tiger around on a lead, and scary stuff. A tiger for me should be a wild animal, not a domesticated animal. It's not a cat. It's not a domestic cat. It's a wild cat, right? It's literally a trained predator killing machine, isn't it? A tiger. They're an unbelievable animal, beautiful animals, and I don't believe in captivity or keeping them as pets is a good thing for them. Distinctive, something that is different from the rest. Okay, he has a distinctive voice. She has a distinctive manner. And then finally, habitat. Habitat, a type of landscape that is unique from other landscapes. Okay, so we might have jungles, which are usually warm and humid and wet. Forests, which are typically described as drier, cooler type temperatures. Probably northern hemisphere mainly. Okay, southern hemisphere, not so many great forests down there. It's mostly plateaus and grasslands and things like that. So I think the word here is habitat. Yes, and I think Sarah agrees. She says there habitat. So we could say that, typically the habitat of a lion is the grasslands. For some reason it has the name King of the Jungle, but when I think of a lion I always think, grasslands, not many trees around, lots of tall grass for them to hiding and, catch their prey, if you like. Habitat is a good one, I think. So yes, good job, Sarah, well done. Could be a bonus round here. I'll help you out with that one, but we'll kind of skip through that one because I don't think that's of any benefit, but it's a bit of fun for anybody else who's watching. Like I say, I'll keep my eye on it. Okay, and we have bottom left, 200 for that one. So good job. Pallavi is joining us as well. Hello, Pallavi. Nice to see you. Again, Pallavi, we're having a look at synonyms and antonyms. Okay, you're just joining us. So synonyms and antonyms. And this word is unique. The word here is unique. And we're looking for a similar word to unique. So, is it A, poaching? Is it B, distinctive? Is it C, diet? Or is it D, habitat? Mohammed Ismail is here as well. Hello and good evening. We're having synonym and antonym quiz. We're starting with synonyms. and we will have an antonym quiz later on. I have 2 quizzes for you, so we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. Unique, if you know the word, alright, try your best, put it in a sentence. Okay, you can put the word in a sentence. I mentioned it earlier that sometimes some synonyms are not appropriate, alright, but quite often you'll get it right anyway, and you should be okay. So let's have a look. Unique. Example. Is it poaching? No, it's not poaching. Poaching is like to illegally hunt a protected animal, isn't it? So no. Or an endangered animal. Diet? No. Habitat? No. So the answer, chat, is distinctive. Okay, if you were here a couple of minutes ago, you would have heard me talk about a distinctive voice. Okay, not distinction, distinctive is the word here. Distinction is not quite correct, Pallavi, but well done. It was a very good effort there. B is the correct answer. So try and put that word distinctive in a sentence, chat. Let Mr. Gary help you. He has a distinctive voice. Okay. She wears distinctive clothes. Those are 2 examples. Unique, it's like one of a kind, isn't it? Something that stands out from everything else. If you want to try, type a little sentence there. Is a good answer. Yes, I know. I can see it's B. Try your best. Put that word distinctive into a sentence. Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that, then I'll move on. Try your best. Put these words into a sentence, chat. Okay. Think about his car. Her car, his house, her house, their house. Okay. Some ideas about how you could use distinctive. Jewelry. Jewelry can be described as distinctive. It's very unique, right? Jewelry. It's personal to somebody. Okay, I could show you my wedding ring here. Okay, my wedding ring is very distinctive. Okay, it's supposedly it's white gold. So, do you have any distinctive jewelry, Miss Sarah? Miss Pallavi, do you have any distinctive clothes? Try your best. Put that word in a sentence. Put it into chat if you can. All right, I'll click the answer. Okay, good job. So, like I say, it's not about selecting the right word. Try and use it. Okay, try and put it in a sentence, and I'll read your sentences in chat. Okay, and then later on, I can go back and highlight them on the screen. Okay, so try your best. Food, of course, food. A synonym of food, sir. I just got it. Yes, well done. Okay, good job. Well done. Yes, you got it correct. Good job. Food. Synonym of food. Is it endangered? I don't think so. Is it vegetation? That's a possibility. Is it extinct? No, it's definitely not extinct. Sarah, I think your message got retracted there. I don't know. I didn't do that. So perhaps... Vegetation, says Mohammed Ishmael for this one. Is it diet? Well, Mohammed Ishmael, I'm going to select your answer, so I hope you're correct. Let's see. Is he correct? Oh no! Diet. Well, I can see what you think. Vegetation. Could be, couldn't be. Yes, I think we have to think where food grows, right? Diet was the right answer. Okay. He eats unhealthy food. He has an unhealthy diet. We can't say he has unhealthy vegetation, can we? Does it make sense? Vegetation is like the shrubs, the grass, the small bushes, things like that. You know, things growing from the ground, smaller things that are smaller than trees, I say, is the best way to remember vegetation. Or foliage, you might hear the word foliage. Or fauna. Alright, fauna to describe flowers. Illegal hunt. Now, I did tell you the answer to this earlier. No, it's not. It's not extinct. Illegal hunt is not extinct. Mohammed Ismail, it's not. Vegetation. We've already discussed that. Diet. It's like food. The answer is poaching. Alright. Now, some animals, or in fact quite a lot of animals, and an increasing number of animals are becoming extinct because of poaching, alright? Which is it means illegal hunting. So those animals are actually protected by international law, okay? And like the rhinos in Africa, rhinoceroses, all those types of animals, you know, thousands of species, because of human activities mainly, are going extinct. It's a real shame, a real tragedy. And the answer for this one is poaching. Okay. Yes, poaching. So poaching is the answer for an illegal hunt. We see this with tigers, leopards, you know, big cats, all these things, pests, what we regard as pests. Okay, I'm going to go top right. I think we'll get that one. I always like to get the top number. I always like to get the top number, chat. Yes, of course I do. Untamed. Now, feral is another word for untamed, something that hasn't been domesticated by a human. Is it A, wild, B, poaching, C, extinct, D, species? I'll do that again. Is it A, wild, B, poaching, C, extinct, D, species? Oh, Mr. Gary, you didn't pause it. The answer was wild, Chad. The answer for that one was wild. Okay, kinds. So, kinds. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Kinds. I think we have to have a think. Yes, different kinds. Example, there are many different kinds of cat. Okay, there are many different kinds of cat. That's your clue, chat. Is it A, diet, B, species, C, endangered, or D, vegetation? Put your answers in chat. Tell me the answer for this one, chat. There are many different kinds of cat. There are many different kinds of dog. Okay. So, what's the correct answer? Is it A, diet, B, species? Type species into chat now. C, endangered. D, vegetation. Correct, Pallavi. Well done. The answer is B, species. Go ahead and spam the word species into chat there, guys. The answer, there are many species of cat. There are many species of dog. Right, so good job, well done, Pallavi. And Mohammed Ismail, good job as well. Sarah, good job. We've got a couple of other people in as well. So please do comment, chat. You know, I need your comments to make these things work. Aha! If you listened to Mr. Gary earlier, you will know the answer to this. Plants. Example, there are many different kinds of plant, or there are many different plants in my garden. Is it A, diet? It's not that. Is it B, vegetation? Is it C, poaching? Is it D, extinct? Okay, chat. Yes. Pallavi says B, vegetation. Pallavi, if you can make a sentence with vegetation as well, guys. Practice. Put the word into a sentence. This is how you learn and understand English more. The more you use it, the better you'll become. Put it in a word. Put the word in a sentence. Example. I went to my mother's house and the vegetation there is quite expansive. Okay, I mean that's a crazy example, but you know, the crazier the better. I always like to read fun sentences. So yes, of course, vegetation. If you want to put a sentence in there, that's good. I like it when you put sentences in, guys. Always good practice for you. Good fun for me reading as well. Oh goodness, there's a strike of lightning outside then. I hope that hasn't distracted me. No, it hasn't. Thank goodness for that. Okay, here we go, chat. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the rumble of thunder, but there is a rumble of thunder outside. Inborn. This is a tricky one. Good, well done, Mohammed Ismail. Good job. I'll just read that for you, chat. And you know, if you put your sentences up, then I'll highlight them when this little game's finished. Okay, and check the example. I think Sarah Ismail has got this correct. Inborn. I don't think it's habitat. It's not a word I've ever really used, inborn. I've never really used it. Diet? No, doesn't make any sense. Wild? No. And this is process of elimination, isn't it? That Mr. Gary's using here. It's a word that I can't think I've ever used, inborn. I can't say, oh, she was inborn in Germany, or born. I think it means born in Germany, right? Which means he's a German native. But she's right. Sarah Ismail is correct. Good job. Vegetation, Habiba as well. Hello and welcome, Habiba. Welcome to my stream. I'm Mr. Gary, and we're having a little synonyms quiz. I think you're on it. We've done the synonyms one. So yes, as I said, what I like to do with these is just highlight those sentences. If you put the sentences in, chat, you know, it really gives me something to work with, because like this, I can put things up on the screen like that. Okay, I can say to you, endure. And earlier, before anybody joined, I said, I'm so pleased that I'm going back to school with all the students after enduring 2 years of online learning, right? Means suffering. Okay, and I think the students have suffered as well. They want to all be back in school, most of them. And this is a really good example from Mohammed Ismail. He says, I have a lot of vegetation all around my house. Good, well done. So if you put those sentences in like that, I can highlight them and show everybody then what you've put. Habiba as well, she's just joined. Vegetation. Vegetation, is that correct? Is that a good spelling? Yes, vegetation, I think so. Good. Well done. Excellent. Native from Sarah. And Mohammed Ismail says native as well. Good job. And Am I pronouncing your name correctly there, Habiba? Habiba, well done to you. Good job. You got that one correct. Let Mr. Gary just change something over. There we go. Right, okay, so now that we've done synonyms, what are the opposite of synonyms? What are the opposite of synonyms? Any ideas, chat? Tell me what the opposite of synonyms is. Synonyms means similar, right? It's a similar word. Okay, so the opposite of synonyms is what? Any ideas? I'll wait for your chat there, guys. I'm waiting. Just give me a second. Okay, antonyms, says Mohammed Ismail, and Sarah. Mohammed Ismail says antonyms. Good job. Sarah Ismail says antonyms. Good job. And of course, Pallavi says antonyms. Now, let me tell you something. I've got some antonyms to really stretch your mind this evening. I can assure you. I've just had a look at this second quiz. Okay. And this one has got a lot of questions in, so goodness me, I hope we get them all correct. Do you think we can get them all correct, chat? Spam the word yes if you think we can get them all correct. Type yes, we can. Believe in yourselves, chat. Look out for the sneaky wink from Mr. Gary. Okay, here we go, and let's have a look. Some of these might be new to you. All right, some of these might be new to you, and don't worry. Watch out for Mr. Gary's wing. If I can help you out, I will. I'm not going to let you suffer from this tricky language of English. Okay, I'll just wait for that to load up. Just give me a second, and you should be seeing it on screen now. There we go. Right, okay. Antonyms. So, similar quiz show, but this time we're doing opposites, chat. We're doing opposites. Oh, this one's easy. And you'll all get this one. Early. An antonym of early, chat. Is it A, loose? Oh no! Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Ah! Whoops. The answer was late. Ah! Ah! I can't believe I've done that. I can't believe I've done that. Oh no, so what are synonyms and antonyms? Well, I'll explain them again, Pallavi, because that's a good question. I'll stop the share while I'll pause the quiz. A synonym is a similar word, alright? So when you're using English, we can expand our vocabulary by using synonyms, similar words, or we can use antonyms, which are opposite words, okay? So, example, Mr. Gary is very small. I could say Mr. Gary is very short. I could say Mr. Gary is very stumpy. I could say that Mr. Gary is vertically challenged. That's another way of saying short, right? So, when we're using English, there are lots and lots of different words, and this really confuses learners. But what we can do is we can take the basic word, then we can look in a thesaurus, all right? And I was explaining this right at the beginning. We can use a thesaurus to look at synonyms, similar words, or antonyms, opposite words. And what you do then is you can pick the different words. Now, this works 99% of the time. However, there are words that in context of a sentence, they're not really appropriate. Okay, so that's really, we can have a look at a thesaurus very shortly, all right? Let's have a look at a thesaurus afterwards. And Habib, I think Habiba's got that correct. Habiba says late. So that's the answer, Pallavi. All right, we'll look at that very soon, okay? All right, good job. So here we go. I'll get back to the screen there. Habiba's got it correct, I think. She was correct. The answer was late. There could be a delay in the chat as well, so we have to be mindful of that. Light. So what is the opposite of light here? Now think about weight, not brightness, okay? Is it A, raw? Is it B, heavy? Is it C, hard? Or is it D, saving? Here's a clue, chat. Think about weight. Oh no, I'm not sharing screen at the moment. There we go. Okay, I've paused the quiz now, so there we go, so we can continue. Hopefully you can see that now. It's coming up on the screen there. Okay, it should just be there. Right, so light. Is it A, raw, B, heavy, C, hard, D, saving? Think about weight rather than brightness of something, okay? Correct, Sarah Ismail. I think she's got that correct. Thank you, Pallavi. I'm so pleased. She says, yes, sir, I got that. Thank you so much, sir. Good, no problem. Well, at least you've learnt something. So here we go. We'll have a look and try the opposite of light. Is it heavy? Okay, good job. Correct. Okay, here comes the next one. The opposite of sold. Is it A, bought? Is it B, rich? Is it C, sour? Or is it D, clever? Bought, rich, sour, clever. The opposite of sold. Aha, correct, yes. I think, yes. Okay, Pallavi, well, we can explain it again. Don't worry, let's go through this quiz. We're looking for the opposite word to this. Okay, so sold means that somebody has sold something. Bought means that somebody has bought something, right? It's the verb 2 and 3 of buy. B-U-Y, okay? So the verb 1 of sold is sell, right? So the answer, correct. I think that's correct. Sarah Ismail, correct. Mohammed Ismail, correct. The opposite of sold must be bought. Please be bought. Yes, we got it. Well done. Good job, everyone. I'll do this one for you very quickly. I'll help you. Hopefully I'll get this one again. You know, I don't want to be... Oh no, I think it's that one. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, well done. Yes, the opposite of bought. Yes, correct, Pallavi. We're doing opposite words now, or they are called antonyms. Alright, so we're looking for the opposite of lose. Okay, lose, to lose something. Is it A, gain, B, raw, C, ugly, D, break? To gain something. Okay. Yes, Mohammed Ismail says gain. Sarah Ismail says gain. I think Habiba and Pallavi might say gain as well, might you girls? I hope Habiba's a girl. I hope that's a girl's name. I might be wrong. I don't know. Habiba, are you a girl? Perhaps you can answer that. Maybe I'm incorrect. I shouldn't be so presumptuous. Okay, I'm waiting for the chat. If you want to answer gain, guys, answer gain. The answer is gain, I think. Yes. You're wondering why I'm looking down here? I'm looking at the chat. Okay, I can't see it on this screen right at the moment, so I'm looking on my phone. Gain says Habiba, and yes, Sarah as well. Correct. No, this is a good one. A mathematical term. It must be subtract. The opposite of subtract. Is it A, heavy? Is it B, hard? Is it C, add? Or is it D, quiet? The opposite of subtract. And I've got Sarah saying add. She says add. Mohammed Ismail says add there as well. Good job, Mohammed Ismail. Good job, Sarah. I think you're correct. Anybody else have any guesses? Okay, Pallavi, don't worry. It's okay not to understand it. You might replay it later, okay? And then practice again. It's okay. Don't worry. What it means is we're looking now for the... If you think about maths, okay, mathematics, and you think about BIDMAS, okay, brackets, indices, multiplication, addition, add. So that's add, right? That's plus, isn't it? And then subtraction. So subtraction is the opposite to addition, isn't it? Example, 5 plus 5 is 10. Now the opposite of that is 5 minus 5, isn't it? It's 0. So we're looking for the opposite word of this. Alright? I'll do a little bit more later, okay? Don't worry. You'll understand it by the end. Just follow along, you'll be okay. Alright? Follow along with chat. Thank you so much, Habiba. What a relief. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know. And sometimes I put my foot in it and say something that I instantly regret. Right, here we go. Cooked. What's the opposite of cooked? Think about rice. Cooked rice, okay? We steam it. But before we steam it, we have something. Do we have sour rice? No. Do we have raw rice? Do we have gain rice? Selfish rice? I don't think so. Any answers there, guys? And girls? Is it A, sour, B, raw, C, gain, D, selfish? We're looking for the opposite of cooked. We are now on the antonyms section of this quiz, right? So Sarah Ismail says raw. Mohammed Ismail says raw. Pallavi says raw. And the answer is... It's raw! Well done. Yes, I think we're getting the hang of this. You're doing great. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's what I always do when I'm proud of myself. Where are you going? Oh, you're there. All right, okay, good job. Okay, I'm going to try and remove, just 1 second while I try and remove that comment there. I'm going to, comments. Late. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to just remove that late one there from the chat. Where is it? I can't find it. Just a second. Oh well, not to worry. Somebody's... Yeah, I think Habiba's put late and I've highlighted it and I want to take it off. Just a second. What am I doing? Right, Habiba. No, I can't find it. Okay, not to worry. Right, okay. Here we go then. So, the opposite of soft, chat. Yes, Sarah Ismail has seen it already, I think. The opposite of soft, is it greatest? Is it loose? Is it hard? Is it clever? And we have Sarah Ismail says hard. Mohammed Ismail says hard. Anybody else want to try? Give this one a try, guys. And yes, the answer here, the opposite of soft, the best answer here is hard. Well done, guys. Well done. Everybody who got that correct, even if it's not in chat, but you haven't typed it yet, it's okay. Alright, here we go. Long. The opposite of long. Oh my goodness me. Oh yes, that's quite a straightforward one. Is it frown? No. Is it saving? Is it add? No. Process of elimination, everybody. Okay, if you don't know, get rid of the obvious ones and you'll be left with the answer. That's what process of elimination is. Okay. The answer for this one, opposite of long. Let me put this into a context for you. I had a long chat with my principal today. Okay. The opposite is brief. Example, I had a brief chat with my principal today. Meaning short. Okay. Correct, Pallavi. Well done. She's got D. Sarah has got it as well. Brief. Mohammed got it brief as well. So good job. Welcome if you're just joining. We're doing an antonyms quiz. Got a few people joining in here. They keep coming and going, but it's okay. Don't worry. If you want to join in, just put the answer in the chat box with my other chatters, followers in here. We'll do 9. Okay. Over. Oh yes, I love this word. The opposite of over. Is it rich? Is it quiet? Is it underneath? Or is it brief? It's not brief. This one's not brief. Okay. That's okay, Pallavi. That's why you're here. Okay? That's why you're here, right? The more you try, the better you'll become. The more you do, the better you'll become. And the easier English will become, alright? It takes lots and lots of practice. You're doing the right things by, doing the extra study, okay? This is your time, alright? Sarah Ismail, not only do you have me, you've got fellow people in the chat here. They're helping you, showing you the way. And the more you read these things, the easier it will become. Over means that. But if I look underneath my table, and I can find my dictionary. There There you go. P.S. Not sponsored content. Not a sponsored stream. Underneath is the correct answer. Well done. Well done, everyone. If you got underneath, good job there. Okay. Plenty of these, I can tell you. I told you there'd be a few, so I'll try and speed it up a little bit, okay? Right, here we go. And Mr. Gary has got the 200 points for you. There you go. Boom, back of the net. Okay, right, here we go. Smile. Smile. And the opposite of smile is? I found it really difficult to frown. I find it really difficult to do the opposite of smile these days. Is it A, clever? Is it B, frown? Is it C, least? Is it D, below? Mohammed Ismail says frown. Does anybody else think the opposite of smile is frown? Sarah Ismail says frown as well. Habiba, you got the last one correct as well. I just saw that on the chat. Good job. And the opposite, guys, the opposite of smile is Pahlavi. Type frown. Frown. Good job. Well done. Yes. Good job, everyone. Well done. I'm glad you're taking my pointers. Oh, this is a good one. The opposite of front. Is it A? Well done, Habiba, as well. Good job. Is it A, sour? Is it B, add? Is it C, back? Or is it D, quiet? Opposite of front, guys. Mohammed Ismail says back. Sarah Ismail says back also. Habiba and I think Pahlavi might answer the same. Yes, she says C. Pahlavi, try to type these words in that you know, not just the letter. Try and type the word. All right, back. So type the word. It'll help you remember it. Okay, remember the word. So rather than the option. Okay. That's one good way of learning words, right? By using the words, which is really helpful. Oh, I like this one. Noisy. Noisy. The opposite of noisy, is it dull? No. Is it bored? Is it quiet? Or is it hard? I think you know the answer for this one. Pahlavi has answered C. Oh, yes. Sarah Ismail, yes, yes. We've got some good answers coming here. The opposite, the antonym of noisy, okay? The antonym and opposite are the same word, right? So the opposite of noisy is quiet. The antonym of noisy is quiet. I like quiet places. Okay? You should be quiet in the library. Good job. Well done, everybody. I can see there full marks for everybody who got that one correct. Awesome job to you. Oh, by the way, remember you've got lifeline. Oh, I've missed it. Oh no. I think it's that. Oh no! Ah! Oh dear, Mr. Gary, that wasn't very good. Because I blinked. Foolish! What's the opposite of foolish? Is it A, clever? Is it B, dull? Is it C, frown, or D, sour? Is it A, clever? B, dull, C, frown, D, sour. What's the opposite of foolish? Type the answer. Type the word, chat. Well done, Pallavi, on that last one. Mohammed Ismail, I think he's very clever. There are some clever people in my chat, I know. I know you're studying hard at this language. I hope you're learning well from me, this language. I hope it helps you in my streams. Are there 2 clever girls in here who want to comment? 2 other clever girls? Or 2 other clever young women? I don't see their comment at the moment, Habiba and Pallavi, so I'll hold another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the opposite, chat, of foolish is clever. Okay, so if you answered clever, well done. Maybe it's taking time for the chat to come through. I'm not sure what happens with the chat. I don't have any control over it. Habiba, well done. I can see that now. Good. Worst. Okay. Worst. Is the opposite of worst, is it A, real? Is it B, fat? Is it C, clever? Or is it D, the greatest? Or greatest. Okay. Sarah Ismail says greatest. Mohammed Ismail says best or greatest. And I'm looking for some other answers here. I'm just waiting for those answers. Sir, it is very important to have that kind of environment to speak English. Is it very important to have that kind of environment to speak English? I will tell you a little bit later. I like your question. Okay, I'm a bit unsure about it, but I'll answer it for you. Okay. I think, Pallavi, it's like this. And I say to my students, the more you use English, the more you try English, okay? The more you experiment with English, and the more mistakes you make, the better you will become, all right? Don't think that because, I don't understand something, number one, and I say this to all my students, especially when it's assessment time, don't panic. When you see a question, don't panic. What I'm showing you here is not only the answer, but how to get to the answer, okay? Think about process of elimination. It's a really good method. And what you do is you eliminate the obvious ones, and then usually you'll be left with the answer. I think Albert Einstein had a very good quote about that. So did, what's his name? Detective, not Poirot. He lived in Baker Street. What's his name now? Oh, it's escaped me. His assistant was Jones, wasn't it? I'll get that for you. The answer is this one, greatest. I hope you're comfortable in this environment, Pallavi, with these other learners, with myself. You keep coming, so it means you want to learn more about English, and now it's showing your level, right? This might be a little beyond you, but the more you try, the easier it becomes. Simple as that. I can't say it any simpler. Exciting! What is the opposite of exciting? Is it A, real? Is it B, frown? So if we put a 50-50 on this one, is it B, frown, or is it D, dull? And Sarah Ismail says dull. I think she's probably correct. Is she correct? Good, well done. Dull or boring? Yes, dull is a different, Oh, this teacher's so dull, or this class is so boring. It's the same meaning, right? Not interesting. Yes, not interesting. So that's why I try and do these quizzes because I think these are interesting and I get some good feedback on these. So yeah, a lot of fun for everybody, especially when the alarms start going and stuff, stuff like that. Right, okay, quick laugh. I hope this is the last bit. All right, I'll get you a lifeline, I think. Now this time I'll give you the 50-50 lifeline, alright? If it's a tricky one, I'll use it for you. And then it helps you. Process of elimination, right? Oh, this is a good one. Fix. What's the opposite of fixing something? Is it A, heavy, B, break, C, late, or D, bought? Let's have a look. Mohammed Ismail says break already. I think I'm going to give the others a couple of seconds to comment. The more comments, the better. If you can comment there, guys. Habiba got the last one correct as well. Well done. Okay, and the answer is break. Good job. The opposite of fix, to fix something, is to break it. Of course it is, right? Yesterday I broke a cup. Example. Pretty. Is it A, the opposite of pretty? Is it A, greatest, B, heavy, C, below, or D, ugly? Ooh, he's so ugly, that Mr. Gary, Look at those horrible glasses he's wearing. Like that, What's the opposite of pretty, guys? I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9. Put your comments in the chat with the answer. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite of pretty. I can't see anything in chat, so I'm going to answer it for you guys. And it's ugly. Of course, it's ugly. There was a story about the ugly duckling. If you've never heard it, look that one up. Z. Ugly. Okay, next one. Sweet. Is it rich? A, is it rich? Is it B, saving? Is it C, brief? Or is it D, sour? Now you need a knowledge of food for this one. Good. Mohammed Ismail says sour. Sarah Ismail says sour. Pallavi, I don't know what happened there. YouTube does this automatically. If it detects odd letters, it just removes them. YouTube does that itself. So, the answer is... Yeah, I think of a food that's sour. Does anybody know any sour foods? Any sour types of food? Something that you eat? I mean, if you like Chinese food or you've eaten Chinese food, a typical dish from China is sweet and sour chicken. Oh, Pallavi, yes you will, dear. You will. You will. Don't get... Yes! Is a lemon sour or is it bitter? Yeah, good. Sour lemon. I think usually they'd say... they'd probably say that lemon is like a bitter. Kiwi is probably a good answer. I'll give you some other examples, okay? And some examples, yes, I think it's more the citrus types of food. So, food classified as sour, citrus, okay, tamarind, rhubarb, tart cherries, gooseberries, cranberries, vinegars, and if you like Korean food, like they do here, in Indonesia they love Korean food, kimchi, okay, if you've ever eaten kimchi, it's like a sour... spicy sour cabbage. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Kimchi is like a national dish in Korea. All right, South Korea. It seems to be all the rage, these Korean bands at the moment. BTS. I wouldn't say well, yeah. I mean, you can have some flavors of yogurt that are sour. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good answer, Pallavi. Well done. And Pallavi, you've got to try. That's all you've got to do, dear. All right? It takes time. Opposite of thin. Is it raw? Is it ugly? Is it quiet? Or is it fat? What is the opposite of thin? I don't know if my chat's gone off here or something's happening here. Stand by while I check that out. I'm waiting for your answers, chat, so go right ahead. The opposite... Someone's tried ringing me, so I need to answer that call later on. I'll do that later. So, the opposite of thin must be fat, right? Good job. Well done. Pallavi did it. Correct. Perfect job for you, Pallavi. Well done. Yes, Habiba. I think maybe you've got a delayed stream there. So, yes, sour was the answer there. So, good job. Well done. Sweet and sour. We were just discussing food types and things. So, yes. Okay, this one is... opposite of most. The opposite of most. Is it greatest? Is it least? Is it frown? Or is it heavy? Opposite of most, chat. Okay, Mr. Gary, just pause it. Just waiting for chat to catch up because there might be a delay here. Yes, Sarah Ismail, Mohammed Ismail, I think correct. Anybody else want to try? Yes, Sarah Ismail, Mohammed Ismail, I think correct. Anybody else want to try? Anybody else? No, final chance. 3, 2, 1. Least is the answer. Of course it is, guys. Well done. Well done. And I think you've done really well so far tonight. So I think I'm going to end this quiz there. Okay. Maybe you want to... perhaps you want to try this at home. Okay. And I'll put a link into the description later on. Stand by while I stop the quiz. There we go. Right, so the quiz has stopped now. I think you've done really, really well there. We've done 30 plus questions. I wish if there was no English. Why do you wish that, Pallavi? Why do you wish that? Well, there are a lot of people like you, Pallavi. All right, they wish that there was no English. Okay, and the reason they wish that is because, their local or native language is much easier. Okay, it's much easier to speak, much easier to understand, but I think like a lot of this, and perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps there are people in your family saying, you must learn English. Okay, and those people are trying to. It's for your future. All right. So, if one day you decide, oh, I'm a qualified doctor, or I'm a qualified accountant, nurse, or another profession, and you want to work overseas, and you want to work in a different country, and this is part of something called globalism. All right. And globalism at the moment means that English is used in a lot of countries, even as a second language, and even as a second trade. And this is why the demand for English teachers is huge. All right. It means that a lot of people across Asia, across Africa, Latin America, those big three continents, they're all learning English. And even in China, the world's biggest or most populous country, they teach English in the school to their students, even to their adults. All right, so even adults are going to English classes. Korea as well. And what happens then is these people go overseas, and what do? Well, they get jobs. Some people live in these other countries full time, and other people, move around the world, and it's the world's most spoken second language. I think that's the best way to put it. The other one is Spanish. Spanish is a good language to learn. So there we go. Oh, just a moment. Because English is so hard language. Why English is so hard? I get this question a lot, and I say to my students, I have 600 students per week. Okay, I see 600 students per week, and they ask me the same kind of question, and I say to them, look, your local language is hard. It's difficult for me to learn the local language, but with more time, with more practice, and when I say practice, I mean actual good practice. So speaking English, right? Practicing with friends, joining in group conversations. There are lots of really good streams here on YouTube. There are lots of good things and resources all over the internet. Okay, British English is very popular. American English, they say, is more simple, or it's simpler. I tend to disagree with that. And yes, if you learn English, the Germanic or European languages are much easier to learn because they have this kind of structure. They all use the same alphabet. So mostly, apart from Greece. And once you start learning English and learning it well, you'll find that your confidence comes. All right. And a lot of people, I was having this conversation yesterday. We live in a society now where we expect things to happen like that very quickly. All right. And I nickname this the Instagram society. And what that means is, if you want something, you can get it immediately. Learning something new, like a language, doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years of hours and hours and hours of practice. But look, Pallavi, you are doing the people who join my stream, people who join other English teacher streams, right? British Council, BBC, are very good streams to join. I'll put those in the description in a moment or two, actually. If you give me a minute, I'll do it right now for you. And the more you do, okay, the more you do, the better you will become. It's like anything, isn't it, in life? Example, I have no idea about musical instruments, all right? But if I was to learn a musical instrument, I would expect it would take me a lot of time to learn that instrument. Example, a guitar or a piano or just music in general. Now, when I was at school, the music teacher spent more time out of the classroom than he did in. He literally just came to our class, said, "Oh, do this page and I'll be back soon." And then we never saw him. You know, there was very little time from that teacher in the students, not very much investment. So I felt a little bit deprived in my music class. You know, that here's this teacher, he's getting paid, and he doesn't spend any time with us in the classroom, or me individually in the classroom, or my friends in the classroom, because he was always out doing something else. You know, I don't know what he was doing, just disappearing or whatever. And it was a very, you know, I always was a little bit jealous of people who, in my life, when I've seen people, you know, performing, bands, amateur musicians, professional, semi-professional musicians, people who do music as a job, and I was like, oh, you know, I'd love to learn how to play the piano. And I always said, if I can ever allocate the money and the time, I would hire somebody and say, you know, teach me the piano. But I wouldn't expect to become an expert within 2 months, 3 months, a year. I would expect by the, you know, year 3, year 4, I would become a proficient expert in music, such that I could play the piano at a very high level, or the guitar. So it's the same. Pallavi, don't give up. Never give up. All right? You keep coming to my stream. All right? You keep coming. Keep coming and you'll learn. Have you learnt something tonight? Have you learnt something in my stream? Yes, I think French is much harder than English. Je me comprends pas. I remember a bit of French. I didn't study French. I studied German when I was at school. Don't give up, my dear. Don't ever give up. The more you try, the more you learn, the more you'll understand, the easier it will become. But it takes hours and hours and hours. Hours of our time. All right? So, very quickly, which words have you seen tonight that are new words? Which words are you not sure about? Okay? Think about that for a moment. And I said earlier, Pallavi, incidentally for anybody on VOD, if we're struggling with words, okay, get yourself one of these, okay? No need to get the local ones or the translation ones. Get one of these, because this has everything you'll need to know, alright? And it's very easy to find it at your fingertips. I'm going to do a little video about this, but Mohammed Ismail has given me a video project to do about question tags. Okay? Most of them, she says. Most of them have been new. Right, so get yourself a dictionary. That's number one. This is your best friend if you're learning English. One of these. Make sure you don't get the beginners, don't get the intermediate. Get one of these. Because once you learn how to use this, super powerful. Alright? This isn't, by the way, this isn't a sponsored stream. Oxford University are not they don't pay me anything to say. They don't even know I recommend that particular dictionary. Oxford University, Cambridge, there are other very good dictionaries as well. Get an advanced learners one. Alright? And if you really, really want and you're really, really struggling, don't worry. Mr. Gary's got you. Okay? So try and get your hands on one. Wherever you live, if it's difficult, you just tell me, all right, and I'll help. I'll see what can be done. But I recommended. Have you ever heard of a thesaurus? Have you ever heard of a thesaurus, chat? Okay. Right. Well. Here comes a little tip from the top. Alright. A thesaurus. And I want you to have a look at this website here. Okay? So, if, for example, and later I'll give you another stream as well that I highly recommend visiting. It's the British Council stream. Lots of information on the British Council. But go to the thesaurus one, right? I'll show you that in a moment. Okay. So, when you're in the thesaurus one, as I just said, let me try and get myself together because I'm all over the place at the moment. Right. The more you try, the more you know. Okay, so earlier... I hope you can see my screen now, and I'll just zoom in. You can type in any word. Okay, so are you looking for the same word, a similar word, which is a synonym? Or are you looking for an opposite word, which is an antonym? Alright? You might also have definitions, but if you put the synonym in here, right? So earlier we said hard. We want similar words to the word hard. Okay? So what you're doing is building your vocabulary, and this is a really key skill for a lot of learners. They have to build their vocabularies, okay? I don't even think I know E for English. Well, you do, Pallavi, because I think you're sounding a bit down. You know, a little bit fed up of it. But have a little bit of faith in yourself, alright? You've done really well. You've done some great things in my streams over the last few weeks now. Okay, so it shows that you know the basics and that you're advancing. Okay? At some point when you return, you'll think, oh goodness, I remember that from Mr. Gary's stream. Boom. Let's go back to it. Hard. Synonym of hard. Solid. Strong. Tough. Those are the three best words, right? The lighter this colour becomes, the less of a match it is. Okay? So, in this situation, you can click the button. Right? Hard. And it'll play the sound for you. When we can see here, look, it's used as an adjective to say that it's rock-like, okay? But it can be used as another type of adjective. We can say it is difficult or exhausting. Example, learning Mandarin is hard. Okay? Oh, that's a bit boring, that sentence. Let's try this. Learning Mandarin is arduous. arduous. Okay, arduous. Or learning Mandarin is tough, or it is troublesome. All right. And once you get the hang of this and learning the thesaurus.com, okay, the better you'll become. Because it means then you're taking the basic word and saying, okay, this basic word, I can use these similar words, all right? And then, as I say to my students, make yourself some flashcards. You know, that's the basic word. And here are similar words. Split it into synonyms, antonyms, all right? So you have the basic word, then synonyms, antonyms, or vice versa. Okay, and then take some of these words from the thesaurus and add it to your flashcard. And then you've got something there that will remind you. Then try and put that word into context. Okay. Hard can also be used like cruel or ruthless. Okay. Have you ever been to Grimsby? Right? It's grim, meaning it's not very nice. Look at all these other adjectives you can have in that context. All right. Positive, sure. With great force. Okay, hard can mean with great force, vigorously, strongly. Notice these words now are starting to have ly, because they are not using adjectives, we're using adverbs. And I think you need to learn parts of speech, Pallavi. So I'm going to line something up just for you. All right, a video that will help you. Okay. With determination, she studies hard. Right? So this word has a lot of different usages and meanings, and that's common for English, right? So once you've finished with thesaurus, you know, if you look at the top up here, look, you have meanings. You can have emojis, slangs, memes, pop culture, gender, sexuality, mixed up meanings. Games, if you like playing games, lots of little games in there for you. All right. Learn. Word lists, online tutors, new words, trending words, all about English, science and technology words, literature and the arts, writing. Okay, there's grammar coaches, writing prompts, grammar 101, writing tips, ways to say it better. Okay, that's what my stream and my YouTube channel is all about, helping people learn English, understand it, use it, and improve it. Okay, learn, understand, use, and improve. Word of the day, here's a good one for you. So you can have word of the day, Sukum. Sukum. Not even a word. Sukum. Not even a word I've ever come across. But you know, in language, you, in your local language, don't use all the words that are in that language. Okay? I probably use about 15% or 20% of all the English words in my daily speech. All right? Probably something similar for you as well. So, you know, don't get disheartened because you're living in a time like no other. Okay? You are living in a time where a lot of information is free. It's super easy to get. You just have to know where to look. All right, and finding people to help you has never been easier. All right, you're coming to my stream. I'm here to help you. Right? If you're learning and you're thinking, "Oh my God, I've learned so much in Mr. Gary's stream," you know, in English. I learn more in his stream in English in 1 hour than I do in my class for the week, whatever it is. That's the way of the world. The world is changing rapidly, and everybody has to keep up. And if you don't keep up, you get left behind. Take a look at this next bit. If you look at the top as well, actually, let's scroll down a little bit. If you scroll down, you'll find the antonyms of these words. So the opposites, Pallavi, the opposites, the antonyms are the opposites. Mohammed Ismail and Sarah Ismail might be finding this useful as well. You could tell me in the chat box if you are. Antonyms of hard: delicate, vulnerable, flexible, pliable, yielding, soft, weak, malleable, pliant. So you could try that. You can even put your word into a sentence. Alright? You can even put your word into your sentence and say, does that work? Okay, is that good? There's even quizzes. Alright, if you want to try a quiz, you can have a look at that. And then there are tips. It even tells you how to do tips. When I was young, in my teenage years, this stuff didn't exist. It didn't exist, and only now is it becoming more easier than ever to learn something new. It's honestly, it's such a great time. So I hope that you find something useful out of this, okay? And, it goes on and on and on. There's loads. But the reading side of it, the reading in English, that's super important. Speaking is one thing, but reading, goodness me, you'll never speak well if you don't read. Simple as that. The other one is dictionary. Alright, so if you want to find the spelling of a word, you want to check the meaning of a word, then you use a dictionary. Okay, so go right ahead. Feel free to use those things, guys. Okay, thank you, Sarah Ismail. I can see the thumbs up there. I can see the thumbs up from Mohammed. I don't know if Pallavi has left. I hope she hasn't, and I hope when people feel disheartened and they feel sad, it makes me feel a little bit sad. But I say it's like this in life. We have to be determined, and we have to be looking at setbacks as opportunities. All right. So every time you come across something that is stopping you, think of a workaround. Think of something you can do better. Think of something you can improve, and that's how you meet your goals or surpass your goals in life. All right. So really good, solid, 2 solid websites there from me. I really hope that you take those on board. The other stream that I was going to recommend is this one. Okay, now they have a website and there's lots of resources here. Okay, if you've ever seen this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, however you're studying English, I'll put some of these on the thing, right? So thesaurus.com was number 1. I don't even think, yes, I think you do, Pallavi. Let's hope that you feel a little bit more confident. And I know you feel good about coming in here because I've read your messages, I reply to your messages, and I think you're doing really well, alright? It just takes time, practice, and determination. That's it. And you keep focused, you keep trying, you keep doing these things, you'll become an expert much quicker than you realise. Here's one that I recommended, BBC Learning English. Okay, they're in the chat there. You copy and paste them. Mark them as a favourite, alright? Subscribe as well. On YouTube, obviously, it's free. BBC Learning English has a lot of free resources there, okay? You have for teachers, I'll show you it actually. We'll navigate around that one together. We can go in there and just have a little look. I mean, even the teachers use this. All right? Teachers across the world use this. Okay, there's a bit of a test. Are women better leaders? Djokovic, you know, if you know about the Djokovic scandal, test your level, right? So they'll even give you a bit of a test, and then they'll tell you what level you're at, and then they'll say, you know, do you want to do an English course with us? And I mean, they'll charge you, but you don't have to take it if you don't want. Let's look at the top here. Some courses that they have, right? Lots of little things there for you. Features, yeah, for teachers, quizzes, app. They have an app. If you have a mobile phone, get these apps downloaded, get them onto your mobile phone. This is a really good series, 6-minute grammar. Right, Pallavi, I know you have a bit of difficulty with that. I would love to put this on my stream, but I would do it now, but I might get a copyright strike. I don't want that. So there we go. Vocabulary, ways and things to improve your vocabulary. Pronunciation, stuff that I do as well. News, right? If you've never watched the news, I mean, you know, don't watch the news at the moment. It's just full of COVID stuff. You don't want that. It's no good. International COVID stuff that it doesn't, you don't feel great about that. Look at this. I mean, goodness. English My Way for beginners, lower intermediate, stories for stories, alright? Usually, really, very, where to put adverbs in a sentence. Really useful tip. And for the more advanced learners, academic English. Okay. Water, right? That's the up and coming crisis of the world. Water. Now, on the BBC, on the international site, it's mainly news. Okay. Now, I'm not displaying that because it's all it's white. There we go. I'll change that. Lots of news from around the world. You can see stories about all sorts of things. Okay. Lots and lots of really cool stuff from different countries, different areas, future, technology, business, economics, health. Pig heart transplant, a game changer, say surgeons. So a guy in the USA has had a pig's heart, a genetically modified pig's heart, implanted to replace his own heart. I mean, I talk about times and crazy stuff happening. It's unbelievable. Cops fired for chasing perm. Lots of fun stories. If you like space, I love space. You know, spaceships, satellites, all of that stuff. Telescopes. Really good news articles there. You even get it in goodness knows how many languages if you really want, but practice your English, I think. And if you're struggling, try your own language, alright? Hindi's in there, I think. Urdu's in there. There's some Arabic in there. There's Japanese, Chinese. Lots of languages. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves tonight. Have you had fun? Have you learnt something new? That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Any questions before I end this stream? Okay, I don't see any questions at this time. If you do have questions, remember you can DM me on Twitter, or perhaps if you want on YouTube, you can always catch me on there as well, and I will be sure to reply to you. Would you like to chat with me on stream? DM me here or at Twitter at ESS with Mr. Gary. Okay. Sarah says yes, of course, she's learnt something. No questions. Thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed catching up on the stream, and if you made it and watched it all the way through the end, thank you so much. Here's a little playlist. If you want to learn more about English, the videos that I've got at the moment, some in there. And here's another recommendation from me. I'll just put that there. So yes, thank you very much for joining. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day ahead. And I'll try and see you tomorrow night. That's again the 12th of January around the same time. All the best now. Bye bye.